Welcome to Oz and Z Combined Racing League's final event of 2021, and it is the Side Endurance Championship, the LMPH GT3 cars. And here we are at the Catalan 6 hour, and we've just clicked into qualifying. So the GT3 cars are out on track for the first 10 minutes, and after that final 10 minutes remaining, the GT3 cars will come into the pits. If they're on a hot lap, they'll be able to complete that lap. But then we'll see the LMPHs then come out in force and put their times down in the final 10 minutes. And then we'll kick into the race, which is a 3-hour race, but times 2 time progression to give us the 6 hours. And race time is for 3 p.m. start in game, so we should be live with the race around about 5 p.m. New South Wales Victorian time. So we'll settle in here in the qualifying. We're just watching Dark Lord in the BAM Esports Porsche. He's obviously just trying to get some time into that Porsche. He's struggled a little bit. He was 5th fastest in practice with a 147.320, and the fastest man was Highlander in that K-Pax McLaren just coming out of the final chicane, and he had a 45.956. So here we go, qualifying start, and we've also got one of the 14 of the team virtual drivers of Commander Jim just in front. So we may just catch on to Commander Jim actually and watch this lap as he comes through turn 3, the long right hand sweeping corner, and a little bit of a straight here into turn 4, Repsol. Very important to get a good run out of here too. Don't delay getting onto the throttle, and make sure you get your braking right here into turns 5 for the run up to the chicane up here, turns 7 and 8. Again, another one, especially for the LMPH, it's very important to get a good run out of here, because the next corner up here at Camps at turn 9 is pretty much flat out for the LMPHs, but these cars will lift it, brake a little bit just to settle the car, and then they've got the big run here up into turn 10, the tight hairpin when there's usually some action early in the race through here. And here it's really just follow the leader through this section here. If you can make that turn 10 cleanly, not drift out too wide, and give your competitors an opportunity to try and dive it down the inside. You're very bold, man, if you do make a move anywhere through here, but it's really about trying to set yourself for a good run out of the chicane here into the final corner, turn 16, for the big run down the main starting straight. There's a 4.62 kilometre circuit here at Circuit de Catalunya, and Commander Jim with a 46.057, but Highlander in that K-Pax, but it looks like he's got a grid penalty, so maybe he came out of pit lane with the pit limiter not engaged, because that red dot normally means a pit lane penalty, as Commander Jim has run off wide, and the big Bentley up into second with Weary Knight in the number 88 P51 Sim Sports Bentley. And he's also got Tim and Jack in the sister car in the 87. So the the GT3 Championship, we've got Night Havoc, this man here in the team virtual drivers, the number 14, leading the championship on 36 points, only 1 point clear of the K-Pax car, with Highlander is on pole. And that's usually, as people have been have probably followed the series throughout the year, would have realised that it's normally Dado Racer in this car, but he's unable to make it, and Highlanders jumped into this K-Pax car to try and bring home a championship. So they're only 1 point off the championship lead, and you get 1 bonus point for pole position, but he's basically squandered that opportunity by getting that one grid place penalty from coming out of the pit lane, probably speeding out of pit lane or doing something. So there is a red over his P1 there at the moment, and that normally means a grid position penalty. So that may be a bit costly. They could have been starting the race on even points. But then Commander Jim, this man is currently third in the championship, 14 points off the lead. But he's only 1 point in front of that Bentley of Weary Knight, who's just coming out of pit lane here now to try and put another lap down. He'll come out on his out lap and get another time lap as his teammate Tim and Jack's coming on down through. So we'll just give way for Tim and Jack so he can continue on his way. So we've got basically 3 minutes and 30 seconds remaining of the GT3 qualifying before we'll see the LMPHs come out. So it's a big championship fight for the GT3. So we started this side endurance championship. It ran in between all our regular championship series. We ran 6 throughout 2021. So we started the actual this side endurance championship way back in February on the 13th at the Hockenheim 10 hours, and that was a big introduction into this endurance series with Illogical Sports taking out the victory there in the LMPHs. But Night Havoc started his charge for the championship with a clean run and got himself the win in the GT3 class. And then we had a little break, and on the 8th of May we went to Monza, and that was a 6-hour race in Monza. So that was a 3-hour, that was our first of our 3-hour races, and we witnessed a fairly tight little battle between both Night Havoc and Dado Racer, with Night Havoc still coming out on top again and winning that GT3 race, and Dark Racing 40 in the LMPHs in the Porsche. And that was a wet race as well. We had a bit of rain at the end, so or throughout the race, so it tested the drivers. And then we probably went to the track that really shook up the championship, and that was the California Sunset on the 10th of July. And that was a 5 hours, so a 2 hours 30-minute race for the guys. And we had again Night Havoc 3 from 3 taking it out again, but Dado right on his heels. Oh, actually 2 laps down Dado was, but he had a few issues. I think he was going fairly good in that race, and had a couple of issues at the end, and wasn't able to do anything to the fast Audi. Commander Jim still second here with Night Havoc in third, not too far behind his teammate. So at this stage it looks like Commander Jim's going to get that 1 bonus point unless Night Havoc can do something here. He'll have, I might pull up the map here, I thought I had the map up, but yeah, he's not going to get another lap in. I won't think he'll get around. Oh, as the Porsche in the background has a bit of a moment of Dark Lord. Currently 6th at the back of the field there of the GT3 cars. And then the last round that we just had a while back in November, so 13th of November, we had the 24-hour of Britain. So that was the old 2 hour 25 minutes with the times 10 time progression, and that was a very draining sort of race around there. And Dado made sure he took this championship alive and took the win after Night Havoc had a few dramas, finishing a lap down. Actually, Dado Racer lapped everyone in that GT3 class. And substitute driver in the LMPHs in that number 7 Audi sports team for, I think it was for Matty Seeking. Actually took, he only had a short little period of time in that Team Yost Audi R18 and absolutely blitzed it, and took the victory, took pole and everything. So that was a great race. You can catch them all back on our YouTube channel in our playlist for the Side Endurance Championship. But here we go. We'll have the LMPHs now come out. Only the GT3 cars that got through the line then will be able to continue on. So we'll stay on Night Havoc because he's on a, he's just a little bit down on his best, but he can still try and pick that up. Coming out there of turn 4 into turn 5 here, little downhill run. car sometimes wants to push, but it's a little bit cambered for the cars to help them hook in a little bit around that left-hander. And this corner's fairly tricky, where a lot of people sometimes run wide and up over the outside of that curb from that chicane. And let's see what he's got here coming out to. Oh, that might be invalidated. He was very wide coming out of turn 9 at Campsa. May see him. Oh, he's down, yes. So it could have been because he's had that maybe a little bit of a time penalty. So there you go. So I don't think we're going to see much more improvements. Commander Jim, he's actually on a hot lap, and he put it up on 2 wheels coming into the turn 13 before the chicane. So that's all but ruined his charge. But it looks like Night Havoc has put himself on pole with that bonus point with Highland, unfortunately, even with a 44.8. Very fast times in the K-Packs. Unable to capitalise on that one bonus point because he had a pit lane penalty. So the big boys are out now in the LMPHs with J. Rudd B. He's back after the 24-hour of Britain, and we'll see what he can do. He was the fastest man on official practice here Thursday. Did a time of a 127.212. And then in the race, he actually did a 126, I think it was. So he's very fast in the number 7 Audi Sport Team Yost car. Very tricky where they utilise the curves. Basically, they're trying to use it out of a lot of these corners, trying to just maximise the speed out of the corners. Especially out of the slower corners, I guess, to try and get them up and get them going. They did try different areas of maybe conserving them a little bit for the straight and a bit of the longer out of turn 9, maybe where J. Rudd's coming up now. As I said, these cars are pretty much flat out through here. You can hear him, he's just into it. He may lift just a little bit, but yeah, so there you go. It's they're very entertaining. These drivers are absolutely working hard. They're so busy over a lap of this 4.62 circuit at Circuit de Catalunya. And they're going to be doing this for 3 hours with a ×2 time progression to make out the whole 6 hours. So we start at 3 p.m. We'll be finishing in the dark conditions. Nice clear blue skies here in Spain for the final round, our final event of ANZCRL Combined Racing League's season of 2021. We've brought you 6 championships. This side endurance championship, and then also 8 special events throughout 2021. It's been an absolutely busy year, and we have provided a lot of entertainment for Australia and New Zealand Xbox sim races, as we just see J. Rudd B straight into the pits there. So we've got Dark Racing 40 in this Porsche. So championship-wise, he's 5 points off the lead from Logical Sports in the Toyota Gazoo Racing. So with 4 points of difference from first to second, Dark Racing 40 really needs to aim for pole position. So he's actually got pole at the moment to get that one bonus point. And then if he can win the race and Logical Sports comes second, they'll be tied for positions, and then it'll be a count back on from victories. And I think that'll give them the same amount of victories. It'll go to the second place to third place. It'll go down to who had most podiums, and we'll eventually get a champion in this LMPH class. Been a tight tussle. Dark Racing 40 went this where it all rattled for him at the Sunset, the Californian Sunset race, round 3. He was a very fast Porsche out there, and looked like he was going to probably take out the race, or at least beat his nemesis in Logical Sports, his championship contender. But end up finding the conditions getting a little bit tricky for him, and that Porsche became unsettled, and it just got worse and worse. It just did not improve for him, and I think he ended up finishing down in 4th position actually, and he was also 8 laps down as well. So it was a torrid race for Dark Racing 40. That was probably the race that you may look back at, and obviously think that if his championship just slips away from him, that round there, round 3, was a big telling factor of where things went wrong. Those walls at California, at Long Beach, they don't discriminate, that's for sure. And you get a few things wrong there, and you can have a quick visit back to the pits, and it's a long pit stop there at Long Beach. But back here at Spain, as we said, Highlander in that K-Pax actually got it on pole for that 1 bonus point, but it won't be awarded to him because he looks like he's going to have a grid penalty from maybe coming out without his pit limiter on. So that's a very harsh reality there for Highlander. He's actually subbing in for Dado Racer, so just not quite zoned into that car and hitting that pit limiter button. But look at Commander Cirrus in Illogical's teammate. He's doing everything he can do to try and stop Dark Racing 40 getting that 1 bonus point for pole position. And this lap here, he's only 0.004 of a second off from the Porsche. He's really trying to help his teammate, but Logical Sports isn't too far either, 2.2 of a second away, 0.2 of a second. So 3 minutes remaining. And Commander Cirrus, he's up on Dark Racing 40, but we're not too sure. Darky's still on track as well. He could be up on this lap as well, so we'll keep an eye. But we'll keep on here on Commander Cirrus. Currently 4th in the championship, 4 points off from being on the podium in 3rd position, fighting J. Rudd in that number 7 Audi, so there's a lot to be gained here in this championship. Commander Cirrus trying to itch his way out from 4th back onto the podium for a 3rd place in the championship. Just again, he's just up his helmet, but he's just bitten off a little bit more. He could shoe, I think, into turn 10 there, and it was taken a while to get that car turned in. Does that cost him? We'll soon find out. So Darky, I think it's just gone maybe I don't know if he went, oh, Commander Cirrus, he has put it in the wall and given no chance at all to be able to get back on track and get a timing. So it's all up to his teammate. So is Dark Racing 40 drawn first blood in this championship to make sure that the fight is well and truly alive. So making it only a 4-point championship, which is the difference from between 1st and 2nd. But he's up. Illogical's up in the 1st sector. Just enough to maybe take pole. He's just got to try and find out a little bit more. And no, he's just pinched the rear brake. So it looks like, J. Rudd B has just taken the points off Dark Racing 40 and put it on pole. With 1 minute 20 remaining, so Dark Racing 40, what can he do? What is he up? Is he up? He is. He's up by 1/100th of a second, but he's got to find 2 seconds. That's a sensational lap by J. Rudd B. He's in the 25s. A 1:25.3 by J. Rudd B. That is unheard of around here at Catalunya in LMPHs. Wish we could take a replay of that lap for J. Rudd B at 1:25.3 to put it on pole. I don't think Darky's going to have anything to be able to compete against that. He's done a 1:26.959. A normal person will think that would be pole. Enough. J. Rudd B, unbelievable result in this Team Yost. Number 7, Audi Sports, whacks it on pole. I tell you what, he's not a bad reserve driver to have in your team. What a sensational lap. Commander Cirrus is out, but I don't think he's going to get anything. I think he's just... he's still fighting hard, so maybe he didn't go into the pits with that damage. Didn't have enough damage, but had enough time to try and put a lap down. But all he can aim for, I think, is to try and get on the front row. I don't think he's going to get pole. With a little exclamation mark at the end there too. So there we go. Right, qualifying finish. And we'll have J. Rudd B on pole position with a sensational lap at 1:25.3. Dark Racing 40 with a 1:26.959 in 2nd position. And Commander Cirrus, Don't know why the clock didn't finish there, because I thought that the time had run out. And he's got the old spiderweb cracking all on the windshield, which would be making it hard to look out of there. And in third position with the Logical Sports, who's the championship leader, actually in fourth position. So he'll be in on the second row there. On the inside, I believe. I think the pole's actually... No, the pole's on the inside, so he will be on the outside. And then we'll have Night Havoc will be on pole over Highlander. So Night Havoc gets an extra bonus point to extend his lead over the K-Pax racing car by 2 points now. So that was a big moment for Night Havoc to get into there, knowing that Highlander had that time penalty. All he had to do was get faster than his teammate Commander Jim. So Commander Jim settling in to be the driver just to help his teammate out here. But again, Commander Jim, he's got to fight hard too. He's only 1 point in front of Weary Knight in that P51 Sim Sports car. So there's a confirmative there of Highlander with a 1 grid position. So I'm going to end the stream now, guys. So that's the qualifying results there. And I'll end the stream so we can get the race stream up. And we'll be back very shortly. So bear with us. I'll just end this stream and we'll set up the race stream. And we'll be back for the 3 hours race here, the Catalan 6 hour.